In today's video, I've moved over to the laptop screen and I'm going to demonstrate some aspects of Copilots that I demoed in a recent webinar. So one of the really powerful things about Copilots is that you can use them to interrogate the information in your own organization. And I've got an example here where I've built a demo agent. And what I can do here is I can create topics, and I've created a topic called Ask Plato. And within that, I can then, there's a trigger phrase, so I can just say ask Plato to the Copilot, and then it will ask me what I'd like to ask. And I can then generate an answer. I can specify the data that I want. I can say only use this knowledge. So this knowledge can be, in this case, it's a bunch of text documents that are Plato dialogues, but it could be a SharePoint site or something like that. So you could say, just look at the documents in this place and generate an answer based on that. And what happens is Copilot goes away, indexes those documents, and then makes them available. So just to give you an example, I could say ask Plato, what would you like to ask Plato? And I can say, what is the analogy of the dark horse? Knowing that in Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, the analogy of the dark horse from the dialogue features is a really, really key part of the story. And in this case, obviously, the dark horse represents the animal part of human nature, and the white horse represents the cerebral or the rational part of human. And there's the juxtaposition of those because both of those live within us. I could ask, what is what is the philosopher king, knowing that is a key part of the dialogue, the Republic. And the Republic's a pretty chunky book, but it will actually, it's trawled through that, and I can then click on that and find which bit of the Republic is talking about the philosopher king. So, so just by doing this, I can give some specific knowledge, ask questions, and actually get a really detailed answer for that. It's not like ChatGPT going to the internet. It is actual data that's in your organization. You can limit it down to that. So, okay, asking Plato might not benefit your business. But what I've got an example of here is I've created a support copilot so that if we want to know how our systems work, we can actually use the documentation from our systems and then ask that question. Now, in this case, I've just uploaded an architecture document for our integration platform 345 Air, which gives all the functionality you need to deliver enterprise integration on the Azure cloud. Now, we would normally upload the architecture, the high-level design, the functional requirements, the low-level design, the infrastructure design, so that we could actually get a complete picture of what's there and then ask questions of that. However, just for simplicity, I've put in the architecture here. So I can say, what version of API management is used in 345 Air. And it will go away and it will look at my architecture document and come back with an answer on that. So it's saying, okay, 345 Air uses the premium SKU for API management. Well, of course it would use the premium SKU because that is the one that gives you the secure networking. So if you want that whole security thing, that's the route you go down. So but I could also say, how does 345 Air implement infrastructure as code, knowing full well that we need something to orchestrate our infrastructure as code. And so we've got quite a long answer there from a couple of sections, but one of the things it does says is that the chosen DevOps orchestrator is Microsoft Bicep. So maybe it would have been better if I could say what it is the what is a DevOps orchestrator in 345 Air. Maybe I would get, by asking the question that way, I would get a more succinct answer. So in this case, it's the default orchestrator is Microsoft Bicep, which is a domain-specific language. So having applied the specific knowledge, I can create a support copilot that uses that, and which means that when we roll it out to the support teams, we can look at knowledge base articles, we can look at data, we can look at documents, and we can actually make it much easier to diagnose and fix a support issue if we've got all that data in a copilot. So that is all I was going to demo on this. I hope that's really given you ideas for what to do next.